So let's have our minds, habitual minds, suspend, step aside, maybe just a little, maybe completely. Yeah, when we suspend our SEM mind, what flows forth is not even flowing forth. It's just being freed to express its openness and its radiant knowing quality freely without being covered by your patterning. So then it becomes SEM need. So it's interest of SEM, and then we add the need. It's more the ness, like, mindness, but then mind with the capital M, or the very nature of mind, the true nature of awarenessing. And you can maybe feel it as a verb, because it's that spontaneous presencing, ever streaming into being. Notice that ever freshness. Every moment there is this beingfulness, just streaming into being. And then all the radiance, all the stories that happen. 3rd century, Nagarjuna comes forth, and he's the first one after the Buddha that starts identifying this open spaciousness instead of emptiness as openness. Yeah, that's what we like. Sense into the openness that you are, maybe with another breath. Sense into the openness, because the story of your life wouldn't be happening if there wasn't openness. So this is not like, then often we start noticing the openness is so freeing and open and peace. It's like there's peace there, all acceptance. And then quickly the little mind comes in and starts identifying with, I'm openness. No, everything. So then I'm the radiance too, which includes all the intensity and the sadness of the world and the beauty of the world. So the equilibrium, the balance, the middle way, as always, is the openness. The openness is the middle way, the actuality of the middle way. Right? So the openness as the middle way does not identify with the story. So you can always find freedom at the heart of intensity, in this openness, which is the equilibrium, the middle way of being. No left, no right, no middle, no up, no down, but I only have a few words. Just relax into the middle way of openness. So it's not the emptiness of absence. That is what happens when we fall into disassociation, into drugs, into thinking as the drug, into distraction as the drug of absence. I do not want to experience my life, and therefore I don't get to experience even what it is that experiences my life, and that's my true identity. Wow, how amazing it is. I get to feel into, sense into. So let's bring in our bodies again. And feel the embodiment of being. So prior to thoughts, feelings, emotions, and perceptions. The canvas of being. The embodiment. No longer waiting. I like to keep quoting Dujim Rinpoche. Take the power into your own hands. This is Sochen, is the fullness of being. Can you feel into the fullness without either being seduced into the beauty or overwhelmed by the maybe 2 days intensity of the story? Some of us just had recently very intense experiences with our body and our psychology and or our psychology. Yet hold all that into the middle way of openness of being. Being open as timeless awareness, arising in time, and then the whole of mirrors, time arising in timeless awareness in time, time in timeless awareness. There's a certain sequential flow to the story of you. Apparently, but back to what I said earlier, when have we experienced the past and the future? So every story that you ever were and ever will be is only resonating right now. It will always be right now. Oh wow, right now? Yes. Only right now. And then we get to live our lives. Alan Watts used to say people sometimes fail to live because they're always preparing to live. And then in this group of this team of self-liberation, we often can still identify just these little preparations for awakening or enlightenment. Just identify it. Let's take a breath. Really, really, never more without a historical narrative and an anticipatory get ready for the future stance. This right here. Open. The middle way of openness. Just the felt intuitive sense of our embodiment of being and being fullness. And in that decontracted, accepting stance, we're no longer complicating our psychology and its accumulation as a karmic storehouse. Free. So notice the resonance of your being. You can flow out from there. Let's then have a cumulative resonance by knowingly extending to everyone on this call, like an embrace of being. So simultaneous open acceptance of being embraced and embracing. Not as some technique, but is that which basically always happens when we're with others, but we are shining the light of knowing on it, and therefore it becomes intensified and more actual, and there is an embrace. And therefore we are facilitating each other's self-liberation. So what is this shimmer of being, this actual experience of that resonance? It's pure potentiality, right? pure potentiality of me as the creative healer of the world. And let's sit in that recognition for a bit and let that coagulate, aggregate as confidence in my own creativity. These are the Siddhi energy, Siddhi, S-I-D-D-H-I, Siddhi as wisdom energy. A soft, seamless translucency. Just gazing from this beingness. Gazing from the heart essence. So let awareness saturate the space all around, mingle with the space all around, and the space all around with awareness. Awareness oriented towards the totality of awareness. The ever radiant rainbow story of you, always in flux, always morphing, changing, yet the space all around is the vast expanse of being, timeless awareness, changeless, does not come and go, identify its changelessness. Let's take a breath. Identify the changelessness of timeless awareness. Yeah. So, timeless because it doesn't change. so bright, so fresh. Yeah, when you identify the changelessness, you're also identifying ever youthful. Yeah? Does not age. How can that which is timeless age? How about identifying no inside, no outside? So if it's timeless, then there is no beginning and no end. So birthless, deathless, ever fresh. And just keep gazing into the mirror of being, the aha. Just keep refreshing that without pushing or pulling. Decontracted. Sky-like. Sky-like mind. And then we notice this. In this openness, the complete willingness, the allowing, opening up to what we describe as our life. And being with that is a expression of deep care. So then there is that story of me in the world, with all its emotional radiance. So we bring that in, we saturate that. So feel into the story of you. Don't look at any particularizations. Just this whole sense, everything that happened to this moment. Everything that happened to your parents and their parents and their parents. And your tribe of the history of humans resonating as you in the world right now. Letting that arise in the middle way of openness is also to harmony. Because even dissonance is experienced as beauty. In the wish of the universe to absolutely experience everything. So you chose to experience this story of you. If you had stayed in the oneness and the boundless wholeness without story, then that would be shimmering. But you wish to have this story. So accept the difficult mind states and the beautiful mind states. That's the harmony. Are you feeling acceptance of the openness of being as the actuality really of who you are? Are you? So right in that moment you start emitting harmonious healing gift waves in this boundless radiant field of open awareness space. In this interconnected sea of beings. Yeah, when you sit there just shining without your history telling stories, you can have a felt sense, there's a color to who you are from everything that happened. You are no longer a historical being. So we're not rewriting the story of you, it's the energy of all the events dissolve into what was never touched by the story in the first place. And what was never touched by the story is you. So the self that carried the wounds softens and unravels and dissolves and transforms into pure potentiality, back into its purity, which is just the energy of being. Yeah, they speak about the little flames of awakening that get kindled by resting in the knowing of the knowingness of knowing, and turn into the bonfire of awakening, metabolizing instantly everything immediately, everything back into its radiance of purity. So let's take a breath together. Let's open up to the vast expanse even more knowingly, so mingle the space all around. Just extending. I know, at points at movement. Let all distance collapse if that feels like a better pointing out. So the every awareness of being. Maybe identify if there are any impediments in the field. So instead of you being here, gazing into the field, be the field. So make that shift, maybe with another breath. Being the field, radiant. And now, so you're resting in the vastness, the vast expanse. And now have the felt sense of the heart. So have awareness shine in the heart. But don't dim the vast expanse. So this simultaneous vantage point. So there's this precision, like a bird of prey, or a Garuda if you wish, soaring in the vastness. And with their amazing gaze, they can still be precise about anything in the vast expanse. So I'm just trying to open you to, or identifying the simultaneous vantage point of having the vast expanse of being, and maybe feeling the heart essence in your heart. Or if you want to get even more precise, you can rest it on the breath. See if you become a little myopic, if it gets tighter. So you just keep opening. And that really is a praxis in your life of meditation. Being able to radiantly have the vast expanse and the precision of the skillful means of the Buddha in the world. So when the story gets more intense, the vast expanse has a tendency to dim in its knowing perspective. So we keep it easy, just rest on the heart or on the breath or both, while having the while allowing the vast expanse to be known. Yeah. Simultaneous mind. So even a bit more in the simultaneous mind. Feel all of us. Feel the felt sense of all of us. Vast expanse, the heart. Vast expanse, the heart, all of us. Everything constantly being metabolized by timeless awareness, saturating the vast expanse. More and more amplifying the actuality of the city energies, potentiality. From this vantage point, the precision of the Buddha or the healer in the world is not longer coming from patterns, but from pure potentiality. Rest right there, brightly. I rest in the fearless heart of being. This is my home. Life after life, death after death. No mind can hold it, no story can bind it. It is here, untouched by time. I do not seek it, for I am it. Indestructible. So identify its. I asked to identify the changelessness. Yeah, so it's all that means it's indestructible if it doesn't change. That's the Vajra heart essence, the Vajra indestructibility. I do not seek it, for I am it, indestructible, open, unborn. This state does not depend on belief, faith, or hope. I once had a teacher say to me, if it becomes a belief, you are fucked. So don't believe any. This is the actuality of the embodied experience of being. Belief is a joke in this actual proof of being. Just look in the mirror of your beautiful radiance. All that arises, all that dissolves, moves within this field, never outside it, never apart from it. So you're the field of being. Indestructible. In this, I stand awake and radiant, unshaken, even in the face of shaking, whole even in the dance of brokenness and the stories of not good enoughness, alive in the boundless wholeness that knows no beyond, here, now, always. So now we open to the Dharmakaya, the source of openness in everything. In that wide openness, nothing matters. But here in the world where we live, hello everyone, everything matters. But by holding the realms simultaneously, but holding is too tight in this language. By allowing, by resting, by knowing, just knowing it, this vast expanse of being, we get beyond right and wrong. We get beyond good and evil. We get beyond better and best. Even beyond truth and falsity. Okay, so just rest in that for a moment. I know there is some psychology somewhere in some of us, or all of us, going, what about Ukraine and Gaza? Yeah, no, just for a moment, just let everything come together. Take a breath. Beyond right and wrong, beyond good and evil, purity of being, that's our canvas. And then with precision, and then we can shine compassion in the world from the boundless wholeness. And we are concerned with all those that suffer today. Yeah. So now we won't be overwhelmed by any suffering. Yeah? You can't be the healer of the world and constantly be overwhelmed by the amount of suffering. From this openness, there is no overwhelm. Indestructible, right? Can't be overwhelmed. Changeless. Can't be overwhelmed. Let's take a last collective breath together. Feel your confidence with your capacity to hold the world without being overwhelmed. Yeah, when I start identifying a little bit more later on with my psychology, then overwhelmed again. And then you can metabolize overwhelm through the space of being. Whatever arises is metabolized. Yeah. Are you sitting with confidence? Maybe a few more minutes. So we are sitting here together. And we come together because, again, we're facilitating each other's self-liberation. Like the Dalai Lama said, Sochen is the practice of Buddhas. When you feel that confidence, then that's the Buddha. The Buddha is confident, has no doubt. And when you feel a little doubt, that's not you. Feel a little doubt? That's not you. You're the confidence of healing being. It's okay, you can hold both. There's a little doubt. But it's not us. The very moment you bring a historic event into timeless awareness, it loses its grab. Yeah, ever youthfulness, bright mind, indestructible. So, couple more minutes. So, what do I call that? God. Oh yeah, the transitionless transition. So maybe get out of your, stop all that meditating stuff. Get out of your mind position, your body position. Let's see if you can. There's nothing. The vast expanse is not dimming. Position here. Potentiality, creativity, confidence. That's what we talked about. All right here. Now we live our lives. No big deal. And yet in the world where we live, yes, big deal. We hold everyone, including one on your seat, in the wide open arms of Mother Timeless Awareness. Even those of us that didn't always have the most skillful mothers. The primordial seat of the mother, the openness of being. May we be healed and whole again. May the world be healed and renewed. May we be the essence of healing for all sentient beings in this interconnected sea of beings. May we feel deeply into the authentic nature of our wholeness. I forget my own words sometimes. May we know peace and be peace. We wish to stay open and connected to our innermost wholeness. We wish to hold all those that enter our realm so they may find their own boundless wholeness. So they may realize that love is found through loving. Thank you so much for being with us. It gets more luminous every time. I really appreciate our teamness. I really sense into that. We're on to nothing, whatever. Thank you everybody here also that holds space when they can. David, Tina, tomorrow Michael, Friday Kelly will be here. Debbie will holding us Saturday. Thank you all. Debbie, thank you so much for all your creativity and keeping our communication so clear and loving. You do that so beautifully. It really, without you, it wouldn't be flowing so efficiently and beautifully. Thank you. Thank you all. And you don't have to be an actual space holder here. Being here is being the space, holding the space for us. You being here causes a lot of gratitude in me. So if you're going to your day, have a beautiful day. I would rather if you stayed a few more minutes and we practice speaking from wholeness, openness, actuality of being. And when you are when you're vigilant and relax and be free from the stories and are doing the direct communications, you might not always sound like your most usual intelligent self using all those beautiful little polished patterns. That's sometimes a little scary for me too, because I open my big mouth a lot. So sometimes I go like, okay. And sometimes I go, wow, that was pretty amazing. Where did that come from? And then you just feel into it. I don't own anything. So if there's ever a sequence of words I use and you wish to use them for some other situation, I don't own anything. It's all this potentiality we all share. So if you have something that is coming up, that came up in an hour or in the last week or whatever. Just say something about what it feels like to be you right now, or any realizations or frustrations. Everything welcome in this space. Let's metabolize together. Unmute yourself.
Okay, I'm going to talk.
Great. Yay.
So this stuff must be working. That's all I got to say.
You are that stuff. Okay, go.
Because I just came back from spending time with my beautiful Wendy.
Oh yeah, Wendy, that's right. You were together. Hey, Wendy.
And I came home to the knowledge or the information that now I'm virtually unemployed. And I've just taken on a big expense with a new home and all this stuff. Anyway, for some reason, there is no panic about it. Can't explain that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I sit with it, which is unusual for me. So.
Yeah, and you're clear on that, and you're always very clear and straight about what you're experiencing. When it's like, when you feel like it's a little bit of a limiting belief or not feeling right, you say it. So when you report positively about your let's call it your self-liberation, we know it's very authentic. So thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, and thank you.
That's very clear. It's not much to say about that, right?
No.
Well, and then also, like, you also so that's kind of a relaxing with your life a little bit. Okay, well, we'll see. Also, there's some confidence too. Whatever's going to be thrown at you, you can handle it. You can handle anything, right? So therefore, you also will be able to handle maybe tomorrow the story being a little different, when you go like, fuck, I don't know how I'm going to do it. And you go like, yeah, you hold that really sweetly too.
Yeah. Well, what is also present is this confidence, which I don't want to really call it hope, but this confidence that something else will arise. And so...
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, but that's not my normal MO. So.
You're all right. Well, welcome to your fresh MO.
I know.
Thank you, yay. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
That's great. That makes me happy. Michael.
Thank you. Wow. Every note. I just want to express how beautiful the music was.
Okay, thank you.
I just felt every note in different parts of my body, and then you separated that body into just beautiful sound, and I wasn't feeling my body at all. It was just every note was just did something, every note did something. So thank you.
That's really encouraging and important too. Yeah. And
that carried me to the second, to the rest of the part. I stayed with that feeling all the way through. So beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. That's really encouraging. And I starting to believe that maybe that our little Wednesday morning retreat, thank you for being here so long. I know on a Wednesday morning, that's quite something. That maybe, we're on to something as in the repeating.
May I echo?
Yeah, Carol, go for it.
Because for me, the notes also entered my body. And it was amazing. I was a dakini dancing in the sky, which is so strange because, I'm proud to be using a cane and limping around and it's like, yes, and they're both true, that I'm both a dakini and I'm limping around and in pain most of the time from my recent surgery. And I loved your, I guess, becoming, the whole idea of becoming all of the potential, or at any rate, I heard it in light of a practice I'd recently learned, a prajnaparamita practice where you embody prajnaparamita, and it was I guess increasing my confidence in being able to more and more embody those qualities and live in that space. So
Beautiful, beautiful.
Much gratitude, Timo.
Beautiful, beautiful, and
Yes.
wow! I wish that is. I was going to say I wish that would have arisen for me too. That is such a beautiful way of saying it. Wisdom potentiality, embodying prajnaparamita. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. So you were just experiencing that. That's exactly where you're at. So really feeling that confidence, and I don't even like using trust anymore, because that's also still a little bit of a beggar. It's like, no, just confidence. Like, look, right now, here it is. So I'm embodying prajnaparamita, the wisdom of the world. Yeah. Yeah. See, languaging is so important, because that just knocked me over right there, embodying that. Right? Yeah. Thank you. Beautiful.
I'll share, Timo.
All right, Glenda, let's go.
I realized something today that made me realize I never really knew what you meant by simultaneous.
Uh-huh.
Simultaneous vast field and the body. And I really hadn't felt it, or because I hadn't felt it, I didn't get it. But I got it. I got it in that when you said, when you're in that vast space, that vast emptiness, purity, touch your heart, think your heart. And instantly then, I was still in the vast spaciousness, but I was embodied as a vast spaciousness.
Right.
Whoa. Now see, the realization of that caused me to think about, within this last week, it's changed when I meditate. That I meditate, I'm in the body, the awareness is in the body, but yet there's this vast light vibration coming from the heart. So that's simultaneous. And so I hadn't until today realized what's happening, where I am experiencing that walking around, sometimes Buddha in the world, bringing together the vast spaciousness into my being with my form. Whoa. This is beautiful, this sound healing, and this group and your instructions during meditation. Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Very encouraging. That's what I like to say when I hear those things. So, yeah, that was really important. So, we open up to the Dharmakaya, source, the vast expanse, as the field of being. So, you shift from like, I'm gazing into the field, from being into being the field, right? And then, so that's really what I'm attempting to do with the sounding or the music, is kind of the sounding being a carrier wave into that vast openness. So I'm that open radiance. I'm truly the vast expanse. And then some of us, that's where we are. We like really getting familiar with that. Oh yeah, right. I'm not this contracted little psychology in this little body, fast expanse. But then what we really about in Sochen, the metabolization, the transformation, bringing everything in, we have to be able to have the fast expanse and start like particularizing in the world. And we start with simple stuff, like I start feeling my heart, my body, still the fast expanse. I notice it sometimes with I'm a yogi sitting beside you, and that's what my yogi practice is right now, is practicing simultaneous mind in the world, having the fast expanse, the boundless beingness, while getting precise, doing things, while I play piano, while I talk, while I walk in the mountains. And then I notice when things get a little more complex, I feel a dimming. But I also am more consistent, that I start identifying quickly that it is dimming. And it doesn't always dim completely. It's not like, oh, I'm completely like a little cyclops, like in my... No, I'm still mindful, right? Oh, I'm still mindful, but I can feel the fast expanse has collapsed. Or, or when I was kind of talking about no inside, no outside, you start... All those vantage points stay open and radiant while you're living your life. And that's our practice. And then...
Yes, I know what you mean, and I hadn't felt it or understood it, but for me it's a density, a kind of a density shows up, and I go, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
What am I thinking about?
And that's perfectly okay, right? Because the universe
Yes.
closes and opens and closes and opens. It's okay that it closes. So you're not going to walk the walk of shame, as Matthew Brandsilver used to call it, which was pretty funny, back into presence, right? So when you go like, oh, I'm being aware, and then the first thought that comes from the little mind go like, oh yeah, we're distracted again. You never will get this. It's like, yes. It closes, it opens, it closes, it opens, and you rejoice every time it opens. And then maybe the whole thing, life is only happening so we get to rejoice in the opening.
But this is the first that this kind of week is the first time I recognize it's dimming.
I really hear you say that. Yeah. Wow. I don't really believe it though. I don't really believe it's your first time, but okay.
Well, but it's maybe stabilizing.
Yeah. More actual.
More moment to moment aware of how I am feeling.
Yeah.
Because this embodiment of this lighter spirit, not holding things separate, not holding feelings separate, that where you said in acceptance of the thoughts, then it's transformed and it's true. Wow.
Can you make notes without the fast expanse dimming?
Yes.
Okay.
It happened. It's happening.
Okay.
Yes, because I wanted to remember that in that another thing that's causing this is my acceptance of good and bad. And my recognizing my connotations of something is bad is my fixed patterns that sources everywhere in the good and the bad, samsara. It's a big shift in heaven because I was still sorting and labeling. So acceptance is one of the keys. But anyway, I don't mean to keep going.
No, that was great. I like how he says shifting into heaven or something like that, which is basically what it is.
Thank you. Wow.
Being no longer encapsulated by psychology and historical narrative, that's heaven. What's going on, Juliana? You're on your phone. There you go.
Yeah, my new phone that I still haven't figured out. It's just amazing. It was amazing today. Just breaking down the edges, the boundaries, no inside, no outside, just feeling all of the energy of the field, but also of everybody here today. It was wonderful that I could feel the merging of everybody's protoplasm, so to speak. Anyway, thanks a lot. It
you,
was great.
you say that really perfectly. The feeling of it, right? It's the felt sense of it. Right?
Yeah.
So that's really where I'm at too. Really trusting that felt sense. Like, oh, it's actual. It's really so. And then you said no inside, no outside. So is that a felt sense also?
Oh yeah, I mean, you said that a while ago, and I've been working with it so much and transmuting or transforming my edges so that I feel all of it.
Yeah.
Without any edges and no inside, no outside. It just
Awesome.
works perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It works perfectly.
I love what you said. Transmuting my boundaries. That's awesome. I have to make a note now. Okay. Wait.
Anyway, it's been my practice lately, and it's beautiful. So thank you.
Thank you, Juliana. Terry, how is Source coming? Are you transmuting the boundaries of Source or the contraction around it?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. I'm feeling myself a little less bumping up against it, like sort of accepting it as a way of describing it. So, I have thought of it like, well, what would I think of in the natural world as a source? And I would think of the source of a river, right? The source of water coming.
That's a location, right? So that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm still kind of playing around with it. I haven't come up with anything.
Yeah, right. Because source is used in so many different ways, and then if it becomes a location, then the word uses its efficiency, but
yeah.
But feeling maybe your heart essence as source.
Yeah.
Without like it being here, right? It's more like in the vast expanse, in the vast radiant expanse, right?
Yeah.
That's the source. So the source has an everywhere. So source has everywhereness.
Yeah.
And the spontaneous presence and the vast expanse simultaneously. So, and then the knowing of the vast expanse, that is like spontaneously presencing into being, sourcing. Well, we'll work on honing our vocabulary more and more. I just want to say that I realize the limitations of vocabulary in general and mind in specific. And I
think it's also kind of like, if I get rid of a sense of the singularity of source,
then
I experience it completely differently. In other words, more like it's source.
The spontaneous presencing of source too, right? Yeah. So that right there, you're like doing the metabolization or the identifying of everything as pure, everything empty. Just like immediately, like snow melting in a warm lake, source. And then the source is also the openness. So the wide openness. So it's all simultaneous, everything source. And then not over there coming to me, or not even coming from here going everywhere, although that's better, I think. Like this, right? Yeah.
Well, it's like that phrase, pouring water into water.
Yeah.
It's just, that's kind of how I experienced that.
Yeah. And it's still like a bubble of awareness oriented to the totality of awareness, and then you want to dissolve the kind of like, oh, but then there's a little bubble here and that, oh, yes and no, and it's like, and then we collapse all vocabulary and you just are it. I am it, and then who says I? All set.
Right.
Something like that. but you know, as long as you feel pretty radiant, confidence is arising, and you have experiences of ease, we're on a good track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.